Holy crap, is this a whole raw talent, different avenue that I've never looked at before? What's good, you guys? Zach out of here, and today we're talking about the top 5 skateboard channels on YouTube in 2020. I'm actually just starting this YouTube channel myself, so make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. I will say this top 5 is slightly subjective to the type of skateboarding and content that I like. It's not going to be for everybody, but I think these guys are killing it in 2020. It's Sunday, we're out with the boys, so let's warm up. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what my top 5 skateboarding YouTube channels of 2020 are right now. First one is gonna be Del Decker, huge fan. Second one, I'm gonna go with Mowgli. Mowgli is a G. Third one, I'm gonna go, what are we gonna say for the third one? I'm gonna go Extra Crispy from New York. So for the fourth one, I'm gonna go with the 9 Club and the 9 Club experience as a whole. Fifth and final top 2020 YouTube channel, I'm gonna go with the Ask Rad Rat. Let's let the boys get some clips and check out this school. And then I'll explain why these are the best channels in 2020. Skateboarders in general hated on YouTubers for the longest time, to be honest. It's kind of come to an end for 3 different reasons. And the first I will say is that skateboarding is just getting bigger. So there's more outlets, different channels to find different type of content. So depending on what kind of skateboarding you like, where you at in your skateboarding career or lifespan, all that kind of stuff, there's different avenues. Second reason for skateboarders letting go of the hate on YouTubers is just the idea of selling out in general is sort of gone. I think in the 90s, as a kid, as a teenager, selling out was a big thing. Like, you didn't want to sell out, but I think selling out in general has just kind of taken a shift. It's sort of changed. I mean, in the 90s, having an Instagram would have been selling out. Self-promoting your own clips, your own skateboarding, that would have been considered selling out. Obviously, if you have a Red Bull tattoo on your head and a Monster Energy logo all over your t-shirt, then it's a little bit different. You're able to do what you love and get paid for it. So there's nothing really wrong with that. I think Tony Hawk and tons of other people have sort of progressed that and made skateboarders in general be a little more open-minded. My third and final reason to why skateboarders, I think, are letting go of the slack and the hate on YouTubers is because YouTube as a platform is a lot more supportive to their creators than Instagram or any other platform that's out there. You can post your clips on Instagram and have Instagram own them, or you can post them to YouTube and have your own ownership of them on YouTube. So to sum up all my rant that I just went on is basically that I think YouTube is a better platform. I think skateboarders are starting to realize it's a better platform for skateboarders to be on. So we left the school, we're gonna skate the spots right behind me. Let's check it out. I did just recently start this YouTube channel, so I don't know all the YouTube skate channels that are out here. These are just my 5 favorite. I will explain why they are my 5 favorite in a second. But if you think there's some channels that I'm missing out in, leave me a comment below so I can make sure to follow them. So I do feel like I owe it to you. You clicked on this video to explain why these are the top 5 skateboard channels on YouTube in 2020. So let's do just that. Let's break it all down. But first I gotta take this jacket off because I'm really hot. Yeah, baby. Alright, like I said, my first pick is Del Decker. I have no association with actually any of these picks besides Mowgli. I do know Mowgli, we'll get into that. Del Decker, I just really like his channel. I started subscribing to him about 2 years ago, and I like how it feels like you're on the session, like you're just going out on a session with him and his friends and the boys. Even the trick tips are all real life. They don't feel like they're just clickbait-ish and then you end up watching something else. It just feels like you're getting a little behind the scene glimpse of a skate session on the regs, which I love that. So definitely subscribe to all these people. If you're into skateboard channels, let them know I sent you so that they know about this video. This isn't like best one to very least best one of the top 5. This is just my top 5 in general, no order, like I said. Ask Radarat is kind of a different channel for me personally. It's not really skateboarding. It's more the scientific and logical explanation to skateboarding. And I think he does do skateboard tips and tricks and stuff like that. But what I really like about Ask Radarat is basically people submit questions like, how does a professional skateboarder make money? And he goes through the answers of that and just kind of gives some logical standpoint. And I think it's kind of cool because he is a skateboarder, but he gives it from more of a bystander outside perspective. Now my third pick, like I said, this is no particular order, but Mowgli. I actually met Mowgli a few years ago when he was down in SD visiting some mutual friends. I really like Mowgli because he's a skateboarder and you get to see the progression that he's going through each and every video. I just like that Mowgli is doing his own thing. I really like that he's just creative, making his own videos. And number 4 is someone that I've been following for actually a really long time. They go by Extra Crispy on YouTube. I'm sure all you Extra Crispy fans out there already know. If you follow me and him, I am honored. He's basically a New York filmer, skateboarder who's just constantly following people around. Kind of the same thing, almost feels like a behind the scene glimpse. Not everything's just a super hard trick. You actually get to see some of the bells, some of the attempts, skating to the spot, from the spot, maybe grabbing some lunch in between. He recently started posting some interviews, which I really like too. I definitely keep an eye on Extra Crispy. I think he's gonna have some really good content coming out. And it's cool to see some stuff from the East Coast versus the West Coast. A lot of the other people that I'm mentioning are on the West Coast, so Extra Crispy does have that East Coast flavor, which is great because I love East Coast skateboarding. Final pick for the top 5 skateboard channels in YouTube, 9 Club and the 9 Club experience. And I'm gonna guess that every skateboarder that's watching this is already subscribed to the 9 Club. I think it's pretty self-explanatory why the 9 Club is on this list, because they should just be on this list. They started as a podcast and then eventually turned into a YouTube channel, and now they have 2 different actual channels, the highlights and just the regular 9 Club. Something stuck in my tooth. Feels like something stuck in my tooth. It's probably been in my tooth this whole entire time, huh? Why didn't you guys say anything? You could have told me, hey dude, there's something in your tooth, stop filming. I'm not going to explain a lot of logic of why 9 Club is on this list because I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically they give you insight, history, everything about skateboarding, wealth of knowledge. I honestly think the 9 Club single-handedly has given more people the knowledge and essentially this feeling that they know more about their favorite skaters or their favorite videographers or their favorite photographers, anybody within the skateboard industry. They could just have some more insight. I think it's really cool because a kid from the middle of nowhere now can watch all that stuff and learn from it and apply that to his own career if that's what he wants to do. So they're the final on this list and they're fucking awesome. These are my favorite people on YouTube right now, and I just started doing YouTube, creating content for this channel that you're watching right now. So let me know in the comments below if there's some other channels that maybe I'm missing out on and I have no idea and I'm blowing on. Before you do comment, all those people that I have a feeling you might comment, let me just explain something really quick. So there are all these other YouTube skateboarders that are actually bigger than a lot of the people I mentioned. Indy Shrox, the Aaron Cairo, the Revive, Chris Chin, Garrett, like all those guys are really great skateboarders. It does feel like some of them have kind of come up on YouTube from skateboarding and getting really popular from skateboarding, sort of use it as a clout, because now a lot of those channels aren't skateboarding, they're just pranks and they're just random YouTube algorithm content that does good for the algorithm. To be fair, they probably make more money doing that. It's probably better for monetization, but at the same time, I also think that's kind of biting the hand that feeds you in the very beginning, and also the reason to why maybe skateboarders don't love YouTube skateboarders in general. And I will say the one exception to all these big, like even Chris Chan, like all those guys, they're really good skateboarders. Like fair enough, everyone's a good skateboarder, right? They're great skateboarders, not everyone's a great skateboarder, but skateboarders that are really good isn't a rarity, I guess is what I'm trying to say these days. I think what's a rarity is someone that's authentic, genuine, and sticks to what they believe in and sets a path and they follow that path. There's one really good example and exception to this kind of these YouTubers that I'm talking about, and I say that's John Hill. And to be honest, I think a lot of people might say, oh, John Hill kind of falls into those categories. But if you look at his content, it's always skateboarding. It's always related to skateboarding. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. You should set out for what you want to do, not what people want you to do. And that's why I also like this platform, is because I think you really can stick to what you love and what you like, and eventually it'll work. Now, my videos get barely any views, but that's okay because it's a learning process for me and I'm able to be a part of this cool platform that I'm always watching. So I like that. My channel, obviously, if you've been watching for a little bit, is more about a lifestyle and more about skateboarding as a whole. It's not about just really hard tricks over and over and over, because I think that's just not human and that's just not the reality of the situation. As skateboarders, sometimes we'll go to a spot like 10 times and then never get a clip and then walk away from it. You know, I think that's just as important as the makes, because that tells the whole story, as we are skateboarders. What my goal is out of this video is that you have some more channels to watch on YouTube that you love in skateboarding, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you really liked it. If you're not already, because I'm always making skateboard content like this one. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Mash.